What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Stoop. And if you are a fan like me, you couldn't help but watch the Netflix UFC special they had on, well, not UFC, I'm sorry, MMA, that they watched on TV last night. And we got duped again, y'all. Netflix and Jake Paul got us again. We have been hoodwinked twice in a row. First with the Mike Tyson debacle, okay? And now with the Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey. Now, I watched a majority of it. I managed to catch it last night. And yeah. Now, before I get into why we got duped, it was the best fight was the Nate Diaz fight. And I'm going to tell you why. The Nate Diaz fight went past the first round. Okay, number one. Went to the second round. But it wasn't due to a knockout, wasn't due to a submission. It was due to a corner stoppage because he got cut real bad. Now, if you've ever watched Nate Diaz in the UFC, because that's where he spent most of his career in the UFC, Nate Diaz is a bleeder. Bleeder as in, you know, when he bleeds, he bleeds. He got a cut. It wasn't a cut in the eye. It wasn't a cut. It was a deep cut on his I won't say his temple, but in his head, and they couldn't get it to stop, so they called it. Okay, now I've been watching a lot of UFC. I've been watching UFC for a long time, okay? I've seen Nate Diaz fight numerous times, too numerous to mention. I have never seen a stoppage of a fight with a cut on his head. And the funny part was, when the fight was over, it seemed like the bleeding stopped. But I guess because the heart wasn't pumping as much, yeah, maybe the heart wasn't pumping as much, I don't know. But all I know is they stopped it due to a cut. Team stoppage is what they called it. All the fights, including the main event, that was the co-main event. All the fights, including the main event, were stopped in the first round. Is that uncommon in MMA? No, it's not. I've watched pay-per-views that they had to stop in the first round because of submissions, knockouts. I knew we were being played, y'all, when the Francis Ngannou fight, now, which I'm a big Predator fan. Big Predator fan. He was in the ring. He looked good. He looked jacked, super chiseled. This man was ready. Until I saw his opponent. His opponent looked as if they pulled him out of the stands. Like, what the? Way overmatched. He looked way overpowered, this other dude. I can't even remember the other guy's name. All I remember is the people that, you know, I remember who I remember. I'm sorry. But when Francis Ngannou went in there, first round, stalked him, walked him down. He caught him with some big shots. Okay? It looked like David versus Goliath. It really looked like David versus Goliath. This dude, like, he went in there, he threw blows. Now, this other guy, he held his own, but when I had to look at the TV sideways was when Francis Ngannou took a swing and grazed his head. Like, now, I know it's TV, but the punch didn't land. I'm sorry, it did not land. And dude said, He looked like one of them things you see at a car lot, and fell and was out. And Francis Ngannou walked over there, was about to finish, me like, nah, you're done, and walked off. And dude called the fight. Then they showed now, mind you, this dude is like super. This dude he looked like an action figure. Grazed his head. I mean, when I saw the slow motion, the replay, I looked at it, I'm like, that punch didn't look like it landed. Not to the point where they could call the fight. Right then I knew, okay, something ain't right. Somebody living foul. Then I happened to see, and then I said, okay, well, you know, you're not there. You don't know the severity of the punch. You know, it could have landed and, you know, not flush, but it was enough to knock him down. We could say all that. But when you look at what we're watching and who is in the ring every time the winner is Jake Paul, and know what bullshit he on, I started calling cap early. So I said, let me give it the benefit of the doubt. Watched a couple more fights. And then I got to the main event. Gina Carano versus Ronda Rousey. Now, a little bit of backstory. Gina Carano, who started in MMA, was one of the first females in MMA, you know, to be known. And everybody know who Ronda Rousey is. Ronda Rousey is a bronze judo Olympian. Was given a championship in the UFC and took off. You know, she didn't fight for it. Dana White made a women's women's section, call it what you will, in the UFC, and said, okay, Ronda Rousey, you're the champion. Everybody got to fight her. And that's when she took off. You look it up if you don't believe me. She took a couple of big losses and decided, I don't want to do this no more. I want to go to wrestling. She went to wrestling, made some noise. Yeah, whatever. So now she's not wrestling anymore. She's not even in the UFC. I mean WWE. Nor she's in the UFC either. So she's just out there with her lame ass husband. That's it. Travis Brown. He's lame. He's been lame. Anywho, so the fight goes, and you know, the walk-ins are the walk-ins. Gina Carano looked considerably smaller than she's ever looked. They say she lost like 30 pounds or something. And you could tell she was thin. Gina Carano, she's done movies. And when she was in the movie, she looked like she was, I don't want to call her a big girl, but she was muscular. Even Ronda Rousey looked like she lost a lot of weight. So these chicks lost weight. The skill set's still there, even though Gina hasn't fought in, 17 years, something like that. So this was, to me, already, this is the equivalent of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. It's the same thing. But everybody knows who's going to win. Like, even I knew who was going to win. So why in the world are we watching it? It's insanity. Excuse me. It's insanity. It's watching the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. If you missed it, you missed it. Sorry, but you didn't miss much, because if you farted, you missed it. If you blinked, it was over. The bells, I'm going to tell it, because it wasn't much. The bell rings. They come out. They grapple. They go down. There's a couple of punches thrown by Ronda. And next thing you know, it's an armbar. And the fight's over. As soon as she put it on, Gina tapped. I'm like, the fuck? What in the... Oh my God. Literally that fast. I think it was one of her fastest fights in her career. So here's the part I'm calling cap. This is where I say, okay, this is bullshit, and I'm done with Jake Paul and Netflix. Well, I'm done with Jake Paul because Jake Paul's MVP now. He's like a promoter now. I'm calling cap because during the exchange, and if you watch the replay, you could see it. During the replay, as soon as they went to the mat, you could see Gina smiling, not wincing in pain, smiling. You could literally see her mouthpiece, as if to say, yeah, we about to get it. We about to get paid. Because as soon as she went, you could see it, she went down and she was smiling. Why are you smiling? As soon as she went down, and then she gave the arm up, and it was over. In pure Ronda Rousey fashion. That's how she's gotten a majority of her UFC wins, by armbar. Because she's a judo bitch. She does that's what she does. That's her finishing move. She cannot knock you out. She can't do nothing else but put you in an armbar. She grapples you, punches you, and as soon as she grabs that arm, she puts her leg over your face and yanks and hyperextends your arm. And it hurts. If you ever hyperextended anything, that's where your arm or leg goes in the opposite direction of where it's supposed to go. And the fight was over. I think it was like 9 seconds, something like that. I said, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Ain't no, I mean, not a single punch was, the punches were thrown, but Ronda was over her. And millions of people watched it. Again. Netflix played us again. First it was Tyson. Now it was Ronda Rousey. And you know the funny part is, they said that this is not the end of whatever they're trying to do, this MVP. So they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again. And like the dumbasses we are, we're probably going to watch again. Just to see. Because curiosity is everything. Curiosity killed the cat. But we're probably going to watch again, depending on who else could he possibly get? I don't know. But somebody posted, this was the win she needed so she can retire with a W. That makes sense. I don't know. Gina Carano, and they all did it for the check. They all did it for the check. But it hurts. It hurts to see. And then you got John Jones that looks like he looked like he clean because he was fat. He was doing the commentary. Oh, the commentary was trash. The commentary was trash. Tyron Woodley, somebody need to take his microphone. His commentary is trash. Dude is trash. I don't care what replays you play me. Tyron Woodley traded his MMA career for whatever fame he was looking for. Dude's trash. His commentary was trash. John Jones' commentary was trash. He does not want no parts of Francis Ngannou. Because one minute he's saying, yeah, I'll fight. And then he's saying, they ask him, are you retired? Or like, are you officially retired? Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah, because you don't want no parts of that, man. You seen that, man. He was like, okay, yeah. You don't want no parts of that dude. Stop it. Go smoke some. Go sniff something. But yeah, that whole thing was capped all the way through. And if you're an MMA fan like me, you watched it because it was Gina, because it was Ronda, and we all got played. We all got played. I don't care what nobody say. It was a trash. It was. I'm glad it was. No, it wasn't pay per view. So if you got Netflix, you caught it. If you already got Netflix, you caught it. Though I feel sorry for those that bought Netflix just for that. I'm sorry. Please go get your money back. Please cancel your subscription. Whatever you got to do it. It was, oh my goodness. It was terrible. And the funniest part of the night was the fact that while all this is going on, they announced that Conor McGregor is making a return. Like, seriously, y'all? Dana White was probably like sitting there like, okay, now we gotta stop this. So he was like, okay, y'all got this? Okay, fine, watch this. You know, and then they put out, he's supposed to be fighting Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Again, how many times you gonna fight these two people? And the reason why, one of the reasons why UFC took a L last night was because you can't find a UFC. I mean, unless you're a fan like I am, used to be on Spike TV. They went from Spike and moved to, I can't remember. You know, it was I think ESPN or somewhere. They kept moving. They kept moving. Now you gotta literally pay to see a UFC fight, and they're not even good anymore. Because everybody's gone. All the headliners have left. Reasons being because Dana White didn't pay them. They not getting paid like that. And I'm pretty sure Jake Paul and whoever this dude was, they look like he sell fake Rolexes on Canal Street. I mean, he looked like a shiesty jeweler. Whoever this dude is, they pretty much, I think everybody got paid. And I think that's why you're going to see more of these bullshit fights. Because they're in it for the check. They're in it for the check. When you go to UFC, you're fighting. You are fighting. Watching The Ultimate Fighter, you are fighting. But I don't know what to make of it anymore. I mean, this was a slap in the face for true UFC fans. This was like watching a Legends game. That's pretty much all it was. This was and you're probably going to see this again, where you're going to see people who haven't fought. Like I won't be surprised if it's Anderson Silva, you know, versus somebody else, and Anderson Silva goes in there and does all his theatrics and wins with a jab. So, I don't know. All I know is last night we got played, y'all, in our face. And if you're a fan like I am, you were very disappointed. And what you gonna do? Jake Paul is literally making a mockery of everything he touches. And then had the audacity to say, yeah, I'm gonna fight again. Bruh, you can't even talk. Your lip don't even move. Come on, bruh. Give it up. This your new hustle. Stick with the new hustle. Stay out the ring. And leave some integrity. Please. So, on that note, I'm going to leave it at that. And, I don't know. It's insanity. You watch it thinking you're going to see something, and we all in the back of our head know, we know how this is going to go. So, peace.